Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to what should be part 8. Today we're going to do some more item descriptions. Hopefully the rest of them in my inventory. Last time we did the entirety of this menu from the SOTFS to the Soul Thistle. So let's get started. Dagger. A standard dagger has only modest attack and short reach, but can be jabbed in rapid succession. With a powerful critical attack, this is a potent weapon in the hands of the capable. Dark Souls 3 PvP in a nutshell. Here's fucking parry and, well, stab. Short sword. A small straight sword longer than a dagger but still lightweight. Widely used as it requires no particular strength. A reasonable choice that will suffice in many situations, but not the thing to take along if you expect to face any serious challenge. Longsword. Standard straight sword. The straight sword is sufficient in most respects and effective in most situations if wielded properly. Those who aspire to master the sword are certain to wield this at some point during their journey. It's one of the stronger weapons in the game, at least for PvE. Broken straight sword. Straight sword with its blade broken near in half. Nearly useless in battle, but nearly useless trumps empty-handed. Broken sword's actually pretty good in this game. It's definitely less of a joke weapon than it is in most of the other games. In Dark Souls 1 and 3, it's basically completely useless. It does like no real damage. And is slow as fuck. I guess it has the same straight sword, but it's just an objectively worse version of the longsword. Because it was short reach. Bastard sword. A standard greatsword. Heavy greatswords are designed to be wielded two-handed. Normally swung in large arcs and effective against multiple opponents. Beware that such attacks leave the wielder wide open. Pretty good. I like it. It's just like a worse version of the Claymore. Drangleic sword. Great sword of Drummond Royal Army Captain. An old and unadorned sword. Perhaps, but the pride and joy of this venerable captain. That's a weird sentence. An heirloom passed from grandfather to father and then from father to son. To a random person. Drummond and those before him used this sword to repel those who would threaten their great land. It's kind of odd that you find such an important sword in a completely random area, not even close to the castle. But Mailbreaker, a slightly stubby thrusting sword. Has a sharp, sturdy blade designed for thrusting. The Mailbreaker has limited reach but a powerful critical attack. Effective against foes donning thick armor or with a naturally hard skin. Effect: shield piercing, strong attack. Isn't this a dagger? No, it is technically a sword. Oh, I guess it does kind of look like a sword. I could have sworn in like Dark Souls 1 and 3 it was just a dagger. Maybe not. Next we have the hand axe. A crude hand axe. More of a tool than a weapon. Its short range necessitates close range, therefore perilous combat. There's a respectable amount of damage, however, considering its relatively lightweight. It's a pretty good weapon. Sorry, that was gonna bug me. Infantry axe. An axe wielded by Drangleic infantry. A makeshift crude weapon that deals underwhelming amounts of damage. Mace. A club fitted with a head, crafted for battle. The mace is an archetypal blunt weapon. It has a primitive appearance but also many advantages, including the ability to break the guard of a shield. Keep the proper distance from your foe and this can be a very effective weapon. Morning Star. A club fitted with a spiked head. The spikes of this blunt weapon cause bleeding. Normally wielded by clerics, but clearly intended to draw blood. It's kind of funny that it calls it a blunt weapon, even though it's very much spiked. It's kind of a thing. Wing Spear, or Winged Spear. A spear with wing lugs, longer than standard spears, allowing for attacks from further away. Thrusting attacks are effective even against opponents with high defense, but they have a narrow point of contact and won't effectively break through shielded defense. Yeah, this game is spear doesn't seem to be super good, at least for my use on thinner enemies. Because it seems to go just kind of slip right around pretty much no matter what. Or at least that was happening with a great sword of mine. I was trying to one-hand it. It was kind of annoying. Halberd. Halberds are combinations of axes and spears with unique bladed tips. Can be used in a spear-like thrust attack or an axe-like sweeping attack. The halberd challenges a warrior's skills, but can be a very effective weapon when its two functions are applied properly. A grand lance. Grand lance. A lance fashioned from rare gay steel. Guy steel, probably, actually. Guy steel. Designed for high-ranking Drangleic knights, hence the decorative design. Guy steel equipment is one of the finest make, but guy steel is so rare that very few of these weapons were actually used in combat. Whip. A leather whip. Not normally used on the battlefield. Very effective against bare flesh, but not against enemies with armor or like protection. The whip's very fun to use whenever you have two of them. Dual wielding, they're very fun. It feels like you're in Castlevania or something. Binoculars. Binoculars are used to peer at distant sights. Equipped in place of a weapon to use. A rare tool crafted in Volgan. These won't help you in battle, but with a little creativity, can be put to great use. I bet you can beat enemies to death with these. That'd be a fun challenge one. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Actually, let me see if they can actually be used to beat people. Why don't they put them in the weapon category, though? Aw, that's dumb. You can't. Also, you two handle really weirdly. This is funny though. Why'd they even put him in the weapon class? Whatever. Short bow. The type of small bow used by hunters in training. Equip arrows to use. Equip up to 2 types of arrows to give yourself immediate options in battle. Use the arrows to hit enemies from afar to gain the upper hand by drawing first blood. Light crossbow. Standard crossbow. Equip bolts to use. Unlike bows, a crossbow can be held in one hand. Equip up to 2 types of bolts to give yourself immediate options in battle. Good luck fucking drawing a string back on a crossbow with the amount of effort the player puts in. Because crossbows are surprisingly hard to pull back. Sorcerer's Staff. The first staff of most sorcerers. A catalyst for sorceries and hexes. To use sorceries, attune a sorcery at a bonfire and equip a staff. Strength of most sorceries is affected by the caster's intelligence. Cleric's Sacred Chime. Most clerics receive this as their first sacred chime. A catalyst for miracles and hexes. To use miracles, equip a sacred chime and attune a miracle at a bonfire. The strength of most miracles is affected by the caster's faith. Buckler. A traditional small metal shield. Small shields are very light and easy to use, but have low stability when attacked. The center of a buckler is convex, designed to brush attacks aside, making parrying easier. The buckler has a special parry. It's available on a couple other weapons, but it's like a super parry. It's a bit slower, but the parry frames are much longer. It means much easier to parry. This is a normal shield, or at least it's just generally what most shields look like. Quick, not too many frames, but sufficient. The buckler is that. There's much more time to parry. It's much easier to parry with the buckler. Although they don't really give you any defense. Not real practical amount though, at least. Small leather shield. Small leather covered shield. A particularly traditional type of small shield. Small shields are very light and easy to use, but not very stable when attacked. Foot soldier shield. A small shield used by Drangleic foot soldiers. A clearly makeshift shield that does not offer significant defense. The only advantage of this shield is that it makes parrying easier. Large leather shield. A leather-covered shield. Preferred by hunters. Inferior to metal shields in terms of stability and physical damage reduction, but easy to use and weighing so little that it hardly requires any strength to bear. Why would you need a shield for hunting? Although I guess if you're in an area, in a land with a bunch of magic creatures, you might want a shield just in case. Blue wooden shield. Wooden shield used from ancient times. Inferior to metal shields in terms of stability and physical damage reduction, but easy to use and weighing so little that it hardly requires any strength to bear? Oh, it's literally the large leather shield and blue wooden shield have the same description pretty much. Oh. The Drangleic shield. Captain Drummond's shield. Even with its embossing terribly worn, this shield exudes pride and authority. An heirloom passed from grandfather to father and then from father to son. Drummond and those before him held this shield when facing those who would threaten their great land. Hollow soldier shield. Shield of hollowed royal soldiers. The thing is in tatters and only serves as a shield with minimal respect. The accoutrements, I have no idea what that is, of royal soldiers feature a depiction of a brave knight from an old parable. I'm guessing accoutrements are probably like drawings or paintings. Paintings. Also, pretty sure the Drangleic shield is the first shield that we have that gets 100% physical defense reduction. Yeah. Also, let me check something real quick. Okay. It says it has an easier parry, but it doesn't. I think... I don't know. Imported hood. Hemp hood that fully covers the face, provides protection from the elements, and little more. The cursed souls who wandered the lands have a strange way of ending up here, as if drawn from afar by some force. Hunter's hat. A leather hat with a large brim. Traditionally used by bow hunters, the hunting goddess Evlana was no goddess at all, but rather a brave and highly skilled bow huntress. Long after her demise, the passing of lore transformed her into a deity. Traveling merchant hat. Hat worn by merchants from Lanafir. Where blue represents knowledge, wearing this increases item discovery. Lanafir is the furthest land to the south and follows a strict edict of isolationism. The revisor from Lanafir is always a little odd. Effect. Raises item discovery. Hollow soldier helm. Helm worn by hollow royal soldiers. Appears to be crafted with quality materials, but is highly degraded and close to falling apart. Wearing this will be of little use. Helmet worn by... infantry helm. Helmet worn by Drangleic infantry. A piece of basic, minimal equipment. At least it's light and easy to use. Spiked bandit helm. Helmet of bandits of the Forosan Outskirts. The territory of Forosa became lawless after the kingdom fell to war. Citizens became bandits and scattered to other lands. Ugh. Yeah, it seems like most of the same sets have the same stuff. Oh, oops. Apparently only the traveling merchant helm actually increases item discovery. So I wasted my money. Imported tunic. Traveler's tunic won't provide much in the way of protection. The cursed souls who wander the lands have a strange way of ending up here as if drawn from afar by some force. Their armor. Armor made from soft leather, a commonplace piece of equipment. Few embellishments, lightweight, and easy to use. Traveling merchant coat. Coat worn by merchants from Lanafir. The eagle is normally a symbol of strength, but in Landover it symbolizes wealth. Landover is the furthest line to the south and follows a strict edict of isolationism. The reversal from Landover is always a little odd. Hollow soldier armor. Armor worn by hollowed royal soldiers appears to be crafted with quality materials, but is highly degraded and close to falling apart. Wearing this will be of little use. Hollow infantry armor. Armor worn by hollowed infantry. A piece of basic minimal equipment, worse yet, it's worn and nearly falling apart. Not recommended unless your options are spent. Bandit armor. Armor of bandits of the Forosan outskirts. The territory of Forosa became lawless after the kingdom fell to war. Citizens being abandoned and scattered to other lands. Drangleic mail. Traditional Drangleic armor. Belonged to Captain Drummond. Drummond's ancestors have served Drangleic for generations, principally as defenders of the Great Fort, but Captain Drummond is the last in this proud line. Okay. Important manshets. Traveler's manshets won't provide much in the way of protection. I'm not going to repeat the same descriptions like 4 times. If only for my voice. This voice is really starting to hurt, my throat specifically. Leather gloves. Gloves made from soft leather. A commonplace piece of equipment. Few embellishments, lightweight and easy to use. Traveling merchant gloves. Gloves worn by merchants from Lannifer. Hollow soldier gauntlets. Gauntlets worn by hollowed royal soldiers. They appear to be crafted with quality materials, but are highly degraded and close to falling apart. Wearing these will be of little use. Hollow soldier gauntlets. Gauntlets worn by hollowed royal soldiers. Wait, oops. Why do I have so many of them? Hollowed infantry gloves. Gloves worn by hollowed infantry. A piece of basic minimal equipment, worse yet, sorry. Bandit gauntlets. Gauntlets of bandits at the Forosan outskirts. Drangleic gauntlets. Traditional Drangleic gauntlets belong to Captain Drummond. Import trousers. Traveler's trousers won't provide much in the way of protection. Leather boots. Boots made from soft leather. A commonplace piece of equipment. Traveling merchant boots. Boots worn by merchants from Lannifer. Hollow infantry boots. Leggings worn by hollowed infantry. Bandit boots. Boots of bandits of the Forosan Empire. Or outskirts. Old ironclad leggings. Old leggings worn by ironclad soldiers provides high defense but extremely heavy. One day, warriors wearing decrepit armor emerged from Drangleic Castle and quietly assumed positions among the royal army. Not one of them has ever spoke a word or revealed the face under the mask. Drangleic leggings. Traditional Drangleic leggings belong to Captain Drummond. The old ironclad leggings are the leggings from the Turtle Knights. So we have rings, spells, arrows, upgrade materials, and key items. We're almost done. Life ring. An old ring set with a red jewel. Raises maximum HP. Each ring has a different power, and even very modest rings can be a great boon on a perilous journey. Chloranthy ring. The ring is named for its decorative green blossom, but its luster is long since faded. Raises stamina and recovery speed. Ring of Blades. The Ring of Blades is modeled after the Mad Knight of Alkin's weapon of choice. Increases physical attack. The kingdoms of Alkin and Ven long ago flourished on these very grounds. They were both founded by the same man, but were reduced to rivalry and spite. The beloved ring of the gallant, shieldless Lothian, formerly of Ferosa. The hits greatly reduce enemy poise. By the way, this is a stone ring. I screwed that up, sorry. The effect may seem trivial, but for those who comprehend how critical it is to exploit a hole in enemy defenses, the significance of this ring will be clear. Ring of Restoration. Protective ring passed down in House Osteria. Gradually restores HP. In the sacred land of Lindelt, this ring symbolizes prosperity and longevity for the great House Osteria. But the ring is fragile and breaks easy, as if it hates being taken for granted. Blue Seal. Ring of the Way of Blue Covenant. Increases HP slightly. The Way of Blue is not a developed religion. It It is a humble prayer that spreads naturally among those seeking help. When apostles of blue are invaded by dark spirits, they can receive assistance from masters of other worlds. Great Soul Arrow. A spell superior to the Soul Arrow. More powerful and effective at damaging enemies resistant to physical attacks. The strength of this spell is influenced by one's intelligence. Wood Arrow. Inexpensive wooded arrows. Easily acquired but not very threatening. Bows are excellent tools for attacking foes from a safe distance, but require the equipping of some type of arrow. Fire Arrow. Arrows imbued with fire tipped with charcoal pine resin. Excuse me. Weapons fortified with fire are effective against foes vulnerable to magic and fire, such as undead or beasts. Useful in the short term for those who have learned no magic or whose magic is exhausted. Wood bolts. Wood bolt. Inexpensive wooden bolts, not very intimidating, but highly portable and easy to use. Use of a crossbow requires the equipping of bolts, which are shorter than arrows. Titanite Shard. Titanite Shard used to reinforce equipment. Reinforces equipment to up to +3. Titanite was discovered in an ancient layer of earth and is said to be a very gift of the gods. Titanite of this size has very little power, but is still a rare find. Titanite Slab. Titanite Slab was used to reinforces equipment up to +10. Titanite was discovered in... that's already done. Titanite slabs were created to smith the weapons of the gods, or so the legends say. Old Mundane Stone, an altered state of Titanite, used to imbue weapons with power of the mundane, cannot be used on shields. People do not look favorably on the banal, but sometimes even the most mundane of objects can cast things in a most pleasant light. Yeah, Mundane Stones suck ass. I'm pretty sure all they do is make so your weapon scales well with your weakest stat, which obviously isn't particularly useful. Unless all your stats are the exact same. I don't know if that's how that works, but that might be useful. Leningrad Key. Key of Blacksmith Leningrad of Majula. Majula, the land of exiles, is comprised of abandoned old houses, one of which Leningrad is fashioned into a workshop. I did not know Majula was a place for exiles. House Key. Key to the abandoned house in Majula. Received from Kale the Cartographer. In the past, Majula served as a dumping ground for horrible things, but is now a gathering place for those with no better place to go. It seems this house in Majula was a final home for a few such souls. That's that. I'm pretty sure. Also, mansion's the wrong word. I don't know why I refer to it by that, but it's the house that you can see in the background. Soldier Key. Key to the soldier's door in the Forest of Fallen Giants. The fort was erected in the forest to face the giants, but now the soldiers are lost and hollowed. They are enfeebled, but not without honor, and continue to steadfastly defend their country. Next one. Dull Ember. An ember radiating a dull light. This flame seems nearly extinguished or exhausted, but exhibits a eerie resilient. This flame seems to... Sorry. This flame seems nearly exhausted, but exhibits an eerie resilience. Perhaps this is its ordinary state. Out my throat. That's everything in my inventory. My throat burns more than it probably has ever. So I'm not going to be recording anymore today. But see you another time. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day and stay safe.